So today we are with the second video of professionalism in medical education series. The tool of assessments that can be used to assess professionalism are MCQs, SEQs, SAQs, OSCEs, reflective portfolios, professional mini evaluation exercises, patient feedbacks, 360-degree multi-source feedback, and lot other. So let me give you examples of MCQ, SCQ, OSCE, MSF and reflective portfolios. Now first comes to the multiple choice question. Now MCQs can check any component of professionalism like MCQ can come like ability to work together in a team to achieve a goal is called A. Communication skill, B. Technical skill, C. Teamwork, D. Leadership. So the answer to this MCQ is teamwork. So if you have prior knowledge of professionalism and its attributes, characteristics, only then you can correctly answer. Now another way of MCQs checking professionalism is a 60 years old male patient waiting for cataract surgery in queue was shivering before operation. Surgeon was busy in operating other patient on table. One student noticed this and went to the patient and asked politely that are you feeling cold? Patient replied that OT temperature is very cold for me. Student observed that two air conditioners were working. He switched off one AC after requesting the main surgeon, the teacher, and telling him about the patient problem, and also brought blanket to put on the waiting for surgery patient. Now which competency is shown by a student? Number 1, communication. Number 2, professionalism. Number 3, sympathy. Number 4, technical skill. So it also comes in professionalism. So that's how MCQs can check your professionalism. Now let's come to SEQs or SAQs. Now structured essay or short answer can ask that discuss or enumerate the teaching methods for professionalism and also name the developed soft skills. In OSCE, examine the pupil. Now professionalism related points are: first, student outlook, whether he is well dressed or not, he has combed his hair, neat and clean, wearing overall, torch in hand. Then communication, greet the patient, ask permission to do the task, describe the process very clearly. Then language, whether he is polite or shout, high tone, low tone, respectful to the patient. Then patient comfort, whether he is very gentle or harsh, if have to touch he asks for pain, roughly handles the patient. Then at the end, thanks, at the end, whether he has thanked the patient or not. Then the last point that can come in professionalism, things kept as before, whether he has switched off the torch or not, which he has used during the examination, whether he has kept all the things as before the procedure or not. So all these check professionalism in OSCE. Now for a reflective portfolio is collection of material put together in a meaningful way to demonstrate the practice and learning of a professional. Portfolio provides a space in which you can plan and reflect in depth on your practice, identify your strengths. It can also mention your weaknesses and ways on building these to become a successful reflective practitioner. So primary benefit is deeper understanding of your own teaching style and learning style, and greater effectiveness as a teacher or a learner. Now, how to achieve that? Start with keeping a diary. That's the most simple way. After each lesson or teach class, you could write what happened. Then you can ask your peer observation to come attend the class and collect info about your ways of teaching and interaction. Then recording lectures, student teacher clinical interactions can provide useful information for reflection, that how do you talk, behave, interact, communicate, are instructions and explanations to the students clear or not, how much time you allocate to students to talk, and how much time you talk, and how you respond to the student questions. So then professionalism by 360-degree multi-source feedback. Now, multi-source feedback means that your colleagues, staff, your patients, everyone that is present around you in the clinical environment, they can give you feedback about you. Like, it can be divided into below expectation, as expectation, and above expectations. Like, below expectations means that the one who is observed is he doesn't keep appointments, he fails to ask for supervision when necessary, he reacts defensively to feedback, unable to cope with stress, dress casually always, shouts on patients and juniors, fails to convey messages clearly to the students' colleagues. So these are below expectation by 360-degree MSF. Now, as expectations, keep appointments, ask for help, supervision, needs help in reflecting, reacts adequately to feedback, needs help to cope with stress, he is well dressed, well mannered, communicates well. Now, the third one, above expectation, which we all should strive for, is above expectations by MSF. He always keep appointments, he is very punctual, never late, he always asks for supervision, he reflects critically, he reacts adequately and prepared to acknowledge his errors or mistakes, he is efficiently able to cope with stress, he always dress well, he has got a role model behavior, and he is an excellent communicator. So these qualities will give you above expectation rating in professionalism by 360-degree MSF. And now we are showing you again that how will you assess professionalism, what are the means, and at the end I am showing you a pro forma that how professionalism is assessed by which type of questions. So you should also look at that, and you can copy it and use in your own clinical, like dealing with work, preparation for task, then dealing with others, and dealing with oneself. So these are the things that how you perform the skill, how you interact with others, and how was your own performance. So these are the things that are checked professionally. So I hope after watching this video you will be clear about professionalism. Thank you very much.